Greetings, everyone. To prevent myself from giving you a dry, video with just a photo posted, I decided to use some short clips that I have in my phone that I'm about to delete. Now, for the individuals who asked me to respond to Boo is Back last video, there's a few things I have to say. First and foremost, Boo is a perfect person to tell his own story. And his ex-partner, Alicia Kim, is the best person to tell their own story. And they're spectacular at capturing the audience and in the meantime making their money. Okay. I have taken this story and have done a 360-degree turn. And I tried to be neutral, speak the truth when it's important for me to speak the truth, not take sides because I do not know either one of them. I have nothing invested in any of them. I don't belong to any particular camp because I'm not a groupie. Okay. So when I see the gentleman doing or saying things that I feel doesn't make sense or is a little bit off for me, I respond to that. And the same thing is true for Boo. Some people don't understand how to be able to stay in the middle and not get too tied to either part of the story. If something doesn't add up, you just say it doesn't add up. For me, when Alicia Kim did the video where she was saying that she was rushed to the hospital, I had to come out full blast. Okay. When it comes to kids, I don't play those games and I do know the power of the tongue. And as much as it has worked to build them, build their platform and build them financially, I know, and I've always felt that way from the beginning of watching these two people. When they do the pranks that I didn't like, I would come out and say, hey, I don't like that. That's too much. Okay. I am not friends with none of these people on social media. I don't know them, whether the vloggers or the people who are responding to the vloggers. None of these people are my friends. I don't know them. So I don't wish to be a part of their cohort group. Okay. I am way too busy in my own personal life to have time for all that nonsense. All right. Having said that, I just want to say that as Alicia Kim's colostrum is draining from her tits and her newborn child is receiving nourishment, I really don't have any more time for this story. Okay. It's played out. He tells his story for as long as he wishes to tell the story. But at this point, it starts to sound to me like the play button got stuck. And listen, every heart knows its sorrow. And it might take time for me to get over something that didn't affect my life. And it might take him a year or 2 years or whatever period of time it takes for him to heal. I can't tell him how to tell his story. I'm just not really interested in it anymore. Okay. Because when we make choices, when we enter into relationships, it's a risk and you don't know how it's going to play out. All right. So what I'm really saying here is I'm not telling you that there's nothing they could say in the future that I won't respond to. I'm just saying, what am I going to say? Come on, guys. I have given you, all the different angles of looking at this. And now, one of the reasons why I switched up on Alicia was when she came out to talk foolishness about being swept. And I was like, what are you doing here? I don't have time. Don't mess with the baby stuff. Now that she's giving birth, and you know how much I love kids. So when she was pregnant, I don't care really much about what was going on with her. But now that this infant is in the world, I don't have time to send any negative light or energy that way. This is me. This is Jenny. This is how I am in my life. And when you become a mother, I think twice about what I say. All right? So as I say, the gentleman will share his story. It sounds like he really needs therapy. I know he's talking, and sometimes talk therapy helps for some people, but he really needs it because the old thing that affects him the most is how he financially drained himself to look good in the eyes of a family that he now feels are ungrateful. All right? I think that is his biggest issue. She's gone. She's a new mother. She's in a whole new relationship with somebody else. And at some point, he's going to have to make peace with that. Okay. When we hold on to pain and suffering and we just stay there and we don't find a way how to use that as a lesson. See, if I keep saying, I got robbed and this person's just wicked to me and look at what you've done to me, I start sounding like a victim. But when I start to say, this is my experience and this is what I learned from it and is what I will do, better in the future, then you become that person now who can influence others. You can be a motivator. So you still tell your story, but then you motivate others. The best part of this last video that Boo did is a part where he's talking to people about health, about, blood sugar and about how to eat, or just understanding the relationship between stress and ill health. I like that. I hope in the future he'll do more of that, because people could benefit more from that than they can from the mistakes he made, or the fact that he feels jilted and used. The health story, the health component is wonderful. Okay. I want to be in no big mix up group where you call on me to trash and tear, because I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say the thing as I see it. I'm going to call it as it is, but I'm not going to live on anyone's side, because guess what happened? We're human beings and we're all messed up. Given the right choice or opportunity, we do some of the same things we critique others for doing or criticize others for doing. So I'm not in any groups. I sometimes see lives I watch. I don't even comment in these live. I listen to what they're saying, respect everybody's perspective, and I move on and I not take it personal. Because if there are persons that you want to come out to defend, they'll turn on you too. So what is the point? As I'm saying, let him tell his own story in his own time, as he pleases. And if there's any nugget in there that I can benefit from, or people on my platform can benefit from, then I will share that. But otherwise, in other words, listen, I live a very busy, hectic life. I have not taken vacation in 6 years, and I have not even spend time outside of going to work, going to workshop, going to courses, um outside of a year, 2 years. And I literally can't find a moment sometimes for my own self, to the point where today, for example, today is supposed to be Thanksgiving. I'm laying in my bed getting a little rest for my week ahead. All right. So as I say, I'm not never ever invested in anybody's life to the point where I'm going to set aside my own life. And when I find I'm getting too deeply immersed in it, I take a break from it. All right. I celebrate the fact that Alicia is now a mother. I said all I needed to say. I have had great laughs about some of the things she says. And I've heard Boo's side and I've showed empathy, with what I heard. But it's time to move on. It's time to move on for me. To the person who sent me the Puerto Rico trip, I'm seeing it for the first time, and I think it was a fantastic excursion. And it's so telling. She told her story in that video without telling her story. You get to see her true nature, her true personality, the good time she enjoyed, the type of person she is, the things that she likes. And even from that video alone, you could see that there's no way these two people could have stayed together. They were just too far apart. She is this fun-loving, adventurous person, and her character, her nature shine right through. So go back and watch that video, so that she can make more money to feed this kid that she just brought into the world. I'm over it. Okay, guys. And listen, I respect the fact that you want me to do content and to make money and all that stuff. Give me other topics, please. I'm very versed. I can talk about other things too. And when I do post the videos on Beau and Kim, I have all these views. And that's not the only way I want to make content or to make money on my platform. I kind of feel resentful when I post something that is of good quality or something that is wholesome. You don't watch it. You just want this mess. These people that moved on with their life or will move on eventually. I'm not going to get all flustered with their story. And I should be offended when that's all you need from me. All right. Bless up yourself, guys. Hope you're having a beautiful weekend, a beautiful morning, noon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. Okay. Like I say, I can come and talk to you guys, but I get very bored very easily. If you watch me when I'm watching things on my computer, 100 tabs open. My mind races and jumps from one information to the next. I'm always a student, always wanting to learn something new. Can't hold me with the same old story because I get bored and I start longing for something of substance. Stay blessed, everyone.